Grand Rising. I do not consent to you other nations being on our lands anymore. I do not consent to you trying to tell us what you are and are not going to pay for anymore. You are not going to ignore what you've done to us and then give all the benefits to every other group on this planet. I do not consent to the other nations coming onto my lands anymore and enjoying any of the benefits that they get from being here and enjoying our lands. Your blessings are over. There is nothing you can do to turn the clock back. As much as you want to say, nobody here had slaves, no one's responsible for slavery, then why are you giving our benefits to groups of people who have done nothing to build this country? No matter if you keep pushing the lie that immigrants built this country, we know better, and we do not give consent to you to be here anymore. I pray that my angels and my spirits and my ancestors torment you to the point that you leave our lands. And you aren't going to Europe because those aren't your lands either. You're not going to any other group, any other lands, I said, because you're only going to the ones that goes back to the covenant made with Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Right? Ham got the hot lands. Shem got the cold lands. Right? No, actually, Japheth got the cold lands. And Shem got the lands with with seasons. So no more of this when we play this video for you right now. No more of you guys just seeming to think that you're going to dictate how things are going to go from here on out.
Bro, this is crazy.
I am a straight, white,
Hold on.
Christian married
Bro, this is
I
crazy.
am a straight, white, Christian married suburban mom who knows that the very notion that learning about slavery or redlining or systemic racism somehow means that children are being taught to feel bad or hate themselves because they are white is absolute nonsense. No child alive today is responsible for slavery. No one in this room is responsible for slavery, but each and every single one of us bears responsibility for writing the next chapter of history.
That's the problem. You seem to think that you're going to be on top forever and that now it's going to be your responsibility to write the history. You already had that responsibility. Your forefathers had a responsibility of writing the correct history. Remember now, you Spaniards, you Europeans, have gone worldwide hiding all of your dirt. You think everything is about just slavery and redlining. You don't think, see, that's the whole thing. You seem to think that you get to dictate how this is going to go. It's not going that way anymore. You are responsible for way more than just slavery and redlining. You are not going to be writing the next chapter going forward. You already had your opportunity to write the correct history, and you've chosen not to. You're not going to tell the Most High what you are and what you are not responsible for. When has that ever happened where a man or a woman gets to tell the Most High how this is going to go down? Did the rich man and Lazarus, did the rich man get to tell the Most High how things are going to go down? This is what happens when you guys have elevated yourselves into a godlike status. And then you want to act as if somehow we're racist. How are we racist? How have we ever been able to have any power against anyone? In fact, we have so little power that you take our benefits that were promised to us in the 1960s and give it to everyone else. So again, how can we be racist when we have no power? You've taken everything from us and given it to everyone else. And now that is over with as well. Check out this.
Rights are not civil rights. Immigrant rights are not civil rights. Various groups, feminist, gay rights groups, and those who are defending immigrants have commandeered the black civil rights experience.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that because I think it's one of the most important points of the book. I mean, I think the way liberals have treated blacks like children and many of their policies have been harmful to blacks. At least they got the beneficiary group right. We do have to, I mean, we shouldn't there is the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow laws. We don't owe the homeless. We don't owe feminists. We don't owe women who are desirous of having abortions, but that's, or gays who want to get married to one another. That's what civil rights has become for much of the left. They dropped the blacks after 5 minutes.
Immigrant rights are not civil rights?
No, I think civil rights are for blacks.
See, this is essentially the problem, and the Republicans
What did,
don't,
wait, can
don't
I just say,
understand.
what have we done to the immigrants? We owe black people something. We have a legacy of slavery. Immigrants haven't even been in this country. That's why the Democrats are dropping the blacks and moving on to the Hispanics, because they're a larger group of Hispanics now. But can I just say to Jorge, I hate to disagree with you when you're attacking President Obama, but I think the point on immigration is you can have open borders or you can have a welfare state. You cannot have both. The reason people are concerned about the words they use, the reason Americans care about civil rights, the reason we are sensitive to racism is for one issue and one issue only, and that is how black Americans were treated in this country. It is because of the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. Those do not compare. Irish, the new groups, they always get a little bad treatment. Do not compare that to how blacks are treated in this country. You don't get to piggyback on the black experience in America. Do not get to do that just because you are a woman, an immigrant, gay, Hispanic. No, the rest of you can go F yourselves. No, this is for black Americans. We seem to have forgotten them. It's not a rainbow coalition.
Immigrant rights are not civil rights?
This is why we have to speak for ourselves, because everyone has commandeered our experience, and then quickly, they want the civil rights, but then they quickly move away from us and give everyone else the benefits. That gravy train is over. And we do not give you permission to be here. We do not give you permission to rape, rob, murder, and steal, and then give all of these benefits to everybody else, and then ignore the people that you've raped, robbed, murdered, and stolen from. And as well as all you other nations who have now been given pieces of our heritage. That is now over with. So as these people try to open up this government and everything else, just know that your government is already done. Your authority is already done. Our ancestors are here, and they have, what you do have coming for you is payment for the blood that was spilled on our lands. So just like these people saying, well, we're not responsible. Yes, but you've been taking all of the benefits. The fact that you seem to think that you are in a position to say that no one here is responsible for this and no one here is responsible for that goes back to the fact that you killed our people, you stole our identity, you stole our inheritance, you raised yourself up to this position to think that only what you say matters off of the fact that you killed us and took our land and took our heritage and took our inheritance, and you've had it this whole time. And that is why today you still seem to think that you are in charge. Do you feel in charge right now? Do you really think you are in charge anymore? See, as you guys have been trying to hide through Atlas, it turned blue. It's looking just like that blue Kachina that goes with the Hopi prophecy. And it seems like it's kind of amazing how you guys have gotten real quiet about prophecy. You've gotten real quiet because you guys push exactly the same things over and over again. Somehow you guys seem to think you're always going to be on top. You're always going to just, skate by, and you're never going to have to pay for anything. Payment is here, and payment is here for everyone that has had their hands on the Most High's chosen people. You guys can try to sit here and make it sound it's all about color, it's all about skin color. We say only black people are Israelites. Anyone that the Most High has awakened at this point has been awakened by the Most High. Anyone who's been reading other books, getting other knowledge, getting other understanding, has been called by the Most High. If you have not been called, if you have not been awakened, if you're still stuck reading barely 66 books, or you're not reading at all, or you're just listening to your pastor, your priest, you're not chosen. It doesn't matter what color you are. Because if the Most High, the whole thing about being saved is about being given knowledge and understanding so you don't fall in the pit that everyone else has fallen into. If you're not growing, if you're not learning, if you're not chasing after the Most High, if you haven't woken up in the lands of your captivity, the Most High has not chosen you, has not chosen to awaken you at this point. If you're not connected to someone who has been awakened, the Most High has not chosen you either. If you're still listening to these pastors and priests, you are not chosen either. It doesn't matter what color you are. We do not give you permission to be here anymore. Shalom.